How y'all doing, YouTube? This is Clockpoint here TV, and what we're going to be doing today is showing an actual video on women's neckline undercuts, and with three parts. So what we're going to do is we're going to get right into the video. Hope that you enjoy it. We definitely will be committed to sharing a lot more information. So if you like anything at all, share it with a friend, and please subscribe. We would definitely appreciate it. Thank you. You take care, and wish all you well. Okay, let's get right into it. The one thing that we're doing is we're working with an Anderson Master with a number 3 Speedo guard using straight strokes in the isolated area of the nape. We're only going from the middle of the nape to the bottom of the occipital bone, using straight strokes all the way up to the parting or divided line. Now what we want to do is make sure that we stay extremely efficient with our strokes, making sure that we're watching the cutter on the blade. Now what we're going to do is just really pay attention to grain recognition. That simply means that the hair direction changes. So to go against the grain to make an efficient cut, that's something that we need to pay very close attention to make sure that the haircut comes out very smooth. Then we're going to cut and comb. That's a very good technique to practice so that you're constantly clearing your canvas. Now we have on a number 2 guard. And one thing you'll realize is that we'll never really go up as high as the number 3 or close to the parted or dividing line. But we're going to stay right against the grain, and we're using the corner of the comb attachment. If you pay very close attention, you will see that this is an angle contoured stroke, and it will not leave a line of demarcation. So we will not have to go back over that later or leave a line of demarcation from the actual effects of a straight stroke. And we'll be able to then move forward in a much more efficient way. Now we're just going to take our neckline. We're going to take our style line of 2s, and we're going to outline this. What's going to happen now is that we're going to use 2 points, one at the bottom of the nape, the other at the top of the ear. It's going to create a distinctive angle, one in which we will match up on the other side in a moment. But one thing that I always want to tell people, you do not have to have a 100% complete finished haircut look before you line up the actual hair. All you need to do, line it up, and you'll see that the actual end result will look so much more finalized. So if ever you get lost in a design, if you get lost in a haircut, and you just want to see how it looks, or if you just need to actually impress your client with more confidence, put a clipper line on it, and they'll feel a lot more comfortable, and so will you also. Now what we want to do here is just make reference to the fact that we're going to go in and we're going to do 3-line part. And as we do this 3-line part, we also want to make reference that we go in and shave, shape, and polish the hair in between the actual lines that we're putting in the head as well. This is not anything that I did or I wanted to do. It was the request of the client. And that's one thing we have to also realize, unless we really are given like a green light to do whatever we want as far as the design is concerned, you know, we need to practice doing what we're asked to do, not what we want to do. It's just a real great way of keeping a very, very strong retention rate on your clients. So what I'll do is I'm spacing these out relatively scale or the same, and basically just really making sure that what I'm doing, I'm trying to fulfill the need of my client. So as I'm doing these lines, and you'll see I really take a good look at them, and I try to make them proportion. I try to use my eye to scale them as closely as I can to what is needed and to what is necessary. My actual client has quite a bit of hair, so what I wanted to do was give her something that we could call somewhat of a surprise when she actually wears her hair up. And one thing that we're also going to start to notice is that there's a fade line in her hair as well. And I left that there for purpose. I wanted to be able to get back to showing you that angle contour stroke. And I repeated the actual function so that you can see it twice back to back. And it's going to come up in about 2 seconds. And right there, that's the angle contour stroke. That actual angle was so good that I just had to repeat it and just show it to you again. Because if that angle there is used, it is an extremely great technique for a lot of people to use. And one thing I must comment on is the fact that I love the way I start seeing a lot of people starting to fade from the top down instead of from the bottom up. I used to fade from the bottom up, but I understand that the more difficult the actual haircutting styles are, the more efficient it is to do it from the top down. And now I'm just going to polish the actual cut, come through freehand with the guard all the way down. And I want to thank you guys very much for watching. And if you like it, please subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them. I thank you very much, appreciate you, and take care. This is Clockpoint Hair TV, and I appreciate the opportunity to show you different hair cutting techniques.